Hello and welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Coming up, patrons and vendors at the 2026 Food Festival are calling for more as the two-day event draws to a close.
I think it will help because I think this one is done only in the month of March. So then you have to wait till another month. So if they can do maybe 2 or 3 more, not just maybe CTFM, but if the government or something, I think people will actually like to enjoy African or Ghanaian food. Yeah.
Rescue efforts underway at Newtown in Accra after a building collapsed.
There was a church people. They were preaching or something. They were clapping, they were singing. So we couldn't hear anything from there again because it looked like maybe they were inside when the building collapsed.
Residents of Ayanfuri raised concerns over the health impact of the deplorable Dunkwa on Ofin Highway.
In fact, even when you sleep, by the time you wake up, you caught a cold. There was a guy who was suffering from asthma, and we tried helping, but he couldn't. So the guy has to take transfer and be moved from here because of the nature of the road.
And hundreds of Ghanaians throng Accra International Airport to welcome President Mahama after UN reparations resolution. Well, it may look to you like I'm standing in the middle of a market. Well, you actually can believe it. It's a market. This is the Back to Your Village Food Festival, where we are not here to buy raw produce, but rather to buy food. It's an event that we organize every year, CTFM and Channel 1 Television. And today, at the Ayanfuri Children's Park, Day 2 of the Back to Your Village Food Festival is ongoing. And boy, do we have the patrons in their thousands patronizing the dozens of stands that are here, from the Akan village to the northern village to the southern village. Every food that you remember from your childhood, you get right here. And people have been moving from stand to stand, enjoying just everything that they've been reminiscing and remembering and been wishing to have. And so this is what is happening here at Back to Your Village Food Festival. Let me take you to my colleague Nashi Kasiza, who has been moving between the stands and speaking to patrons. She has a summary of the day's event for us.
A heavy downpour in the early hours of Sunday did little to dampen spirits at the Ayanfuri Children's Park, as thousands of patrons defied the rain to throng the venue for the grand finale of the 2026 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Festival. Among those who joined the celebrations of local cuisine and culture were the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts, Abla Jifagomashi, and the Deputy Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Rita Na Odole Sowa. The Tourism Minister used the occasion to urge Ghanaians to embrace and promote locally made products as a pathway to economic growth.
My reason for making time to be here once again is to show solidarity and appreciation to CTFM and Channel 1 TV for everything you do in the month of March, for as long as I can remember. So here's a clap for Samens, Bernard, Caleb, yourself, Rema, Abioko, all of you, for the amazing work that you do. And the other part of my excitement is the fact that when you throw out the invitation, they accept to come. And their coming means that they want their businesses to be sustained. What we have to do as Ghanaians is to believe more in ourselves and what we have to offer across the 16 regions. But if you appreciate what is coming from the north, in Zama, Mfanti, Asante, and Krain, Aibe, can you imagine if we do this across the 16 regions? We are going to bring back fresh energy. We are going to bring fresh energy in the ecosystem of businesses that belong to Ghanaians. And the more we patronize it, the more they are able to employ, and people are able to stay in school, get jobs, they make money, they pay taxes, but all are street food. People like it, people love it, and they talk about it. So the more we learn how to package it, especially in biodegradable materials, I'm sure it will be sustainable. We have to sustain the earth that is giving us the food. And then when we cook it, we must also watch out for the health of the people who are purchasing from us. So if you are cooking with too much glutamate, reduce that glutamate. If you are cooking with too much sugar, reduce the sugar, reduce the oil, but keep it healthy, and we will eat it.
Some vendors praised the festival as a key platform for promoting local businesses and called for its continuity.
It's a city event, so it's a good event, and we keep coming back because the returns is always massive. Day one yesterday was good, and we are back here.
This is actually access to markets for us. So first, you are bringing the people together. They are getting to see our brands. They are getting to taste our meals and our products. You know, usually when you're selling, for me, for instance, I do fresh seafood supply to restaurants, hotels, caterers, and supermarkets. But most times, people don't know how to make it. They don't know what it tastes like. So even when you're promoting the fresh, they can't really relate. But at events like this, you get the opportunity to do samples. People come and they're like, let me taste a sample. Right after tasting, they can buy like a pack or two to take home. And then they see you cook it, so they know it's not that difficult to make. So it's really giving us like, good visibility, access to markets. And of course, the revenue comes with it.
Our forefathers were not falling sick because of their indigenous meals. So wherever you are watching me, whatever your indigenous meals is, please, let's focus on that and let our children actually understand that we need to have these indigenous meals propagated.
Today has been much, much better. I think also because of the position where we are now. It's something that is our identity as Ghanaians. I think it's something that we should sustain more and also expand to other regions, because I think every day we should focus more on our local dishes. It's good for business, and it's also very nutritious. I mean, it has a lot of benefits to us. It also boosts up the economy instead of like eating imported foods and stuff like that. Yes. So I encourage that we should do more of this, not just once a year, maybe twice a year.
Patrons also share the excitement about the experience at the festival.
My experience so far has been amazing. This year, I'm actually very happy you guys moved all the way to Apegusu and the little park, so it's given us a bigger space. Yeah, so I've gone round, I've experienced the Akan side. Now I'm trying to try the northern side, and then I would say cities should keep up doing this. It's a good experience for our Heritage Month, and so I'll just say I'm inviting more people next year. They should come and experience the city.
This apaprensa, this is some seafood stuff, and then this one, I've forgotten the name. Some plantain stuff. Yeah. So this is just the beginning. We're still going around. So it lets us know different food stuff from different regions that we don't even know of or haven't seen. So that's why I actually came to taste. So I'm not going with the fufu and the yams. I'm trying to get something that I don't usually. Yeah. I think it will help because I think this one is done only in the month of March. So then you have to wait till another month. So if they can do maybe 2 or 3 more, not just maybe CTFM, but if the government or something, I think people will actually like to enjoy African or Ghanaian food. Yeah.
To try. I'm eating so many food, I don't even know. I started with what do we start with? The seafood, some seafood, shrimps, whatever. We finished. We went to abolo and pepper and shrimps, and then we went to yaka and green. Then drinks. I started some drinks. We bought some, what's the name? Asana, and this one is also tosi. It is pito without alcohol and sweetened. Very nice. You want to taste?
Well, what has been your assessments of the foods you've tried so far? Did you like?
Nice. They're all nice. They've all nice. Actually, we didn't know that this was Volta. So the things here are all Volta region. Before they said, they have been separated into different. So we are now going to Northing. In fact, I came here because of fufu and palm soup, because today is Palm Sunday.
The head of events and partnerships at City FM and Channel 1 Television, Frema Edunyame, described this year's edition as hugely successful.
It's been a great experience. We really love what is going on. And now we are very, very convinced that Ghanaians really love our indigenous meals. We've moved to a bigger space, and so we've been able to accommodate a bigger number of vendors, over 200 vendors. This is the biggest we have hosted, and it's exciting that we call and the people respond. Getting a bigger number in terms of vendors also means that the variety is wider. It means now the patrons will also be more because we have space to accommodate them. It's been a great experience.
The 2026 Back to Your Village Food Festival was powered by Channel 1 Television with support from City FM and sponsorship from EcoBank, Gino, Didi Shito, Manchi Biscuits, the National Petroleum Authority and Everpack.
All too soon, the much anticipated 2026 edition of the Back to Your Village Food Festival has come to an end. It's been fun, it's been exciting, it's been wonderful. We've had to taste delicious, sumptuous meals from various regions across the country. Vendors say they are excited because it's been worthwhile, and patrons have also said that they've enjoyed all the foods that they've got to experience here at the fairground. So hopefully we get to see you again next year. Make sure that you come here and enjoy the experience with us. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Nashika Caesar.
Now, the Director General of the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, Professor Ahmed Abdullahi Jinapo, has vehemently denied assertions that the Commission is usurping the powers of governing councils and vice-chancellors of public universities. He described calls by some members of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, that is UTAG, for him and his deputy to resign as baseless following criticism of the Commission's directive to some public universities to reverse academic fees as announced. Here is a report.
Members of the University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTAG, recently called for the resignation of the GTEC Director General and his deputy, citing incompetence in their handling of issues in public tertiary institutions. However, speaking at the 70th anniversary celebration of the Kumasi Technical University, the Director General of GTEC assured that the Commission has no intention of usurping the powers and duties of managers of public universities, but is rather putting in place appropriate measures to ensure the smooth running of these institutions.
It is instructive to state the coincidence of GTEC accept a publicly funded university to reverse fee increment of some 100 to 200% because approval had not been granted by the statutory mandated bodies of the state, and a union of that same institution asking GTEC leadership to resign. Mr. Chairman, I want to assure you that GTEC do not intend to usurp your powers as a council. Neither do we see ourselves as adversaries in the dispensation of your legal responsibility of being the highest decision-making body of this institution. The Commission recognizes and respects your enviable position and will do everything to protect safe.
The GTEC boss also commended management of the Kumasi Technical University for its positive impact on tertiary education in Ghana.
The GTEC engagement series and other initiatives have created platforms for dialogue, collaboration, and shared problem solving. But the most exciting part of this story is what is happening here at KNUST. The university is not merely keeping pace with national developments. In many areas, it is setting the pace as one of the leading technical universities in the country.
Ashanti Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amwakohene, who represented the Vice President, called for collaboration to boost knowledge, skills, and more impactful solutions.
We can only thrive on collaborations. We can only thrive when we give the young people an opportunity to even be able to exhibit their talents, even as students. It builds their confidence so that when they are or they find themselves in the real life situations, they are able to even troubleshoot and be able to solve any problems that may arise from the field of practice.
Vice Chancellor of the Kumasi Technical University highlighted some innovations by some faculty members and students and pledged the university is focusing on problem-solving initiatives.
Some of these innovations from faculty, staff, and students include: 1. Multi-purpose rocket stove with related accessories. 2. Multi-purpose food dryer. 3. Fish smoker. 4. RC feeder. 5. Drones. 6. Electronic food warmer. 7. Mini cement mixer. 8. Air quality monitor. 9. Tower garden. 10. Smart agro-based package. 11. Smart bin. 12. Underplan. 13. Motorized sensor.
The university also used the ceremony to unveil a regenerative electric vehicle developed by staff and students from the Faculty of Engineering Technology.
Now the Asante Hini Otumfo Osetutu II has appealed for the timely completion of the first phase of the installed KNUST hospital following budgetary approval by Parliament. The Asante Hini, who doubles as the Chancellor of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, also called for financial clearance to enable the university recruit staff urgently required to sustain its core mandate of teaching, researching, and co-service. There's more in the following report by our Ashanti Regional Correspondent, Tawfiq Mohammed.
Speaking at the 59th Special Congregation at KNUST, Otumfo Osetutu II says the hospital project represents a significant national investment in education and healthcare delivery. He added that when completed, it will serve not only as the center of advanced medical training and research, but also as the important healthcare facility for the surrounding communities and the nation at large. He commended Parliament and expressed his profound appreciation to the government for the kind gesture.
I have taken notice of the fact that Parliament has approved the budgetary allocation for the completion of the first phase of the teaching hospital project, and I want to place it on record my sincere appreciation to the government for this kind gesture. This project represents a significant national investment in education, healthcare delivery, and development. When completed, it will serve not only as a center of advanced medical training and research, but also as an important healthcare facility for the surrounding communities and the nation at large. While we are grateful for the progress made thus far, we respectfully appeal that the timeline for the completion of the University Teaching Hospital be adhered to as originally scheduled. The timely delivery of this important facility will ensure that it begins serving its intended purpose. I'll be waiting on the President to commission the first phase of the project by the close of the year.
On the issue of staff recruitment, Otumfo stated that the students' number continues to grow, and with its expansion comes with increasing demand for qualified lecturers, researchers, and administrative staff. He therefore appealed and urged the government as a matter of necessity to grant the required clearance.
Our student numbers continue to grow, and with this expansion comes an increasing demand for qualified lecturers, researchers, and administrative staff. Granting financial clearance will enable the university to strengthen its human resource capacity, improve the staff-to-student ratio, and to further enhance the quality of teaching and research across our academic programs.
Meanwhile, the Vice-Chancellor for the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Professor Mrs. Rita Akosua-Dixon, called on graduating students to make a meaningful impact in the society.
The knowledge you have acquired must therefore translate into innovation and solutions to the many challenges facing our nation and the globe. Today marks both an end and a beginning in your purpose-driven lives here at KNUST. An end to the various degree programs you enrolled into, but definitely not an end to the constant desire to add value to yourself, because you are lifelong learners. May the education and training you have received serve not only your personal aspirations, but the many communities that await your impact.
Now, Build Managers Limited, the construction firm behind the 9-kilometer Apegusu-Mpakadan project in the eastern region, has dismissed reports that it lacks the needed capacity to embark on such a project. The company has come under fire in recent times following reports that it lacked capacity to exercise or execute the project. But speaking to journalists after a tour of the project site, the company said it would do its best to connect the Mpakadan inland port to nearby communities, thereby boosting local economic activities. Channel 1 News' Ni Aikwe Okain has more.
The Apegusu-Mpakadan road project is moving forward, with workers busy on site, despite earlier concerns about the contractor's capacity. The 9-kilometer road is a key part of the government's Big Push program, aiming to boost infrastructure and economic growth. Site manager Jonathan Wuchiga says they're on track with surface rebasing works underway.
4 months on site. We have criteria of work we are doing here. We are drains. We have the structure works. That's the drains and the culverts and earthworks. So when it comes to the drains, we have done 98% up to today. And when we come to the culvert, we have done 60% up to today. And when you come to the earthworks, that's the sub-base work, we are close to 15%. That's 15%. You know, it's a company of high capacity and of good standard. Notwithstanding that, I want to tell you that if somebody should make a claim that one person should be able to do the caliber of work we are doing here, you know, that should tell you that maybe the person lacks information, and also the person does not really appreciate the work that's going on here. One person could not have done this. One person could not have done this work. So, based on our capacity, even without any financial mobilization, anything, but look at what we have done. That should tell you the kind of the capacity of the contractor and the commitment to the Big Push agenda.
When finished, the road will connect local communities to the Mpakadan Inland Port, Railway Station and Tropo Farms Limited, bringing economic benefits and opportunities. Residents are excited about the project's potential, citing improved access and trade.
Yesu ebenya aduma biaye. Yesu adusia obi ba na oso beto a. Yesu ebenya sika. Aduma beba, obema aduma so beba, kuruye kromu ha. Ye manu meyi aduma aye. So se habo nso eba. Yesu yetanechi, se de habo nso beba no. Ye mianu se aye di business kakra no. Ye benya sika bi. Ade apega na habo nso ebekosuru amaye
de oye mayenu ye na ye chi papa ye hu sa di bida o twa ko mayenu ye kwada kiti ye hu bida se mahama tamu aye de ti nyamin chanu no bona bosu no ni.
You are still watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Omar Rusanda Amadu. Still ahead, residents of Ayanfuri raise concerns over the health impact of the deplorable Dunkwa on Ofin Highway. We'll be right back. Please stay with us for that story.
The best part of going home is family.
Sit up! Hey, mommy, my wife is cooking something delicious. Well, here.
Lizzy hot pepper sauce, spicy.
Lizzy the Sito is Sitole. Lizzy Shito over fail.
Please, can I take some to school tomorrow?
Yes, my son, you can. Lizzie Shito dear. Ebesu obiasu.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy and kasa.
Lizzie Shito hot pepper sauce. Yes, spicy.
For bulk purchase, kindly contact 050-168-3344 or 050-155-0998. This advert is FDA.
Now, parents and pupils at the Kurasua #1 MA Basic School in the Sunyani East Municipality of the Bono region are worried over the lack of teacher accommodation in the community. The absence of housing facilities has forced teachers to commute approximately 15 kilometers from Sunyani to school each day. This community, members say, is negatively affecting teaching and learning. Michael Saponfum is our correspondent, and he has more.
Kurasua #1, a farming community in the Sunyani East Municipality with a population of about 500, has access to basic amenities such as water, electricity, and a school. Despite these, parents of pupils at the Kurasua #1 MA Basic School are raising concerns about the difficulties teachers face in delivering quality education. They say the absence of staff accommodation in the community compels teachers to commute 15 kilometers daily from Sunyani to teach. The situation worsens during the rainy season when the road becomes unmotorable, often preventing teachers from reporting to school. Some parents share their frustrations over the situation.
The teachers for no blepa. Empo nsuo to a omuntimi in school. Kwan so nye. Omunsan ni teachers quarters bia ebi ankombet na nanka aboa mofra no. Eti mo blepa. Pacho bisa na de won yesre. Assembly no more nanka teachers quarters mila nanka kwan so enye kama nanka omunti mo aye mo fra na e ba teachers for how a omunkum de meka say edos by enos stade say nsuo to sin ya omunti mi ma school no nsuo to a kwan no mutie mienu nti ka anko ka ma nti ene ye ho ha kese pa nti ka de omo hwehwe pa free assembly ho omo ya omani beje kese pa ye so menya teachers quarters. Say many baby on better because Crony Kura, even though dancing teacher needs mean free and find a rain and man through Honum Emma. But so many teachers quarters there, major is a babuama school, it's me at home.
Accommodation a hard game. A teacher for no, or mobile, and can say Swatono. Anna, Yaquano, before no, soon yan so can't dream for the bottom. And the accommodation in the having. The rest pay for 1 hour, look at you no. So me mo no mpe dan kwa miru kwa mbepa ma teacher for no mbetre ma no motima na motima sele ma na de na aboa.
The girls prefect of the school, Sarah Dapila, also highlighted the impact of lack of teacher accommodation.
Our teachers are passing through a lot, but the one I would like to talk about is the accommodation. Because they don't have accommodation when it is raining. Because of the nature of the road, they find it difficult to come and teach us. So it affects us. I am appealing to the Sunyani East Municipal Assembly to come and build the accommodation for our teachers because they are suffering.
Chairman of the School Management Committee, Daniel Jan, is appealing to authorities to urgently construct accommodation for teachers in the community.
The lack of accommodation for teachers is a great entrance because teachers commute from Sunyani to this place every day. Moving up and down sometimes interfere with the students' learning because the contact hours that they are supposed to get when the teacher comes late because of unforeseen circumstances. Here it may not be his or her problem, but because of such situations, he or she will come late. For that matter, instead of getting the people to start lessons at the right time, that doesn't happen, and so that's also another challenge. So we have been appealing for teachers' accommodation so that they can help, some of them can stay, because some of them are willing to stay here, but because we don't have the room for them, they can't stay. So it is an appeal. We have been making this appeal severally to the Assembly, but of no effect. So it is our hope that this time round, now that we have come here, this message will go wild and the people will come and help us.
Parents at KNUST #1 community are urging the Sunyani East Municipal Assembly to help the community get accommodation for teachers who work in the community. From KNUST #1, Marcus Aponinfum.
Now, medical officers are recording severe medical conditions among residents of Ayanfuri in the central region. Over the years, the Ayanfuri-Dunkwa-Onofin highway has been left unattended to, despite several appeals. Central Regional Correspondent Akwesi Ado visited the community and has this report for us.
The stretch is one of Ghana's most busy highways, connecting the central to the Ashanti, western and western north regions. However, it remains in a very poor state, particularly the section that connects Ayanfuri to Dunkwa-Onofin. The stretch is bumpy and dusty and becomes slippery when it rains. Travel time has been increased beyond bearable measures, and both commercial and private vehicle owners feeling the brunt of rampant changing of parts.
Your problem was so papa, Abako. Bosha de Bebre, Yentiminka. Teacher, you walk out to Mukradi, or a pony in Futru. Doctor War Hospital, now Yakuma, or a pony in Futru. I say, I am free, Ghana. Say your Africa, so Togo, says I am free, Benyadi, say, I am free swimming pool. A quan porters in Suta, night I'm a cast. I do a quack, a bay, the motor riders.
Owners of both commercial and private facilities closer to the highway have been heavily affected. Some businesses have even been shut due to unbearable dust.
My stock crowd when them foot on it means them crown maton, many big cram uncle, Ako school. Ya brepa foot on the Srabang, on China, I am fruit queen. Now, yes, idea. Obati ase na mfuturo kumnema
mfuturo pa de achi na obi so na abaka se achada na yato aguo anu ma baba na hu nyina ya basa opepa hu obi beta de akwa baka se bi ya wunni huni mfuturo no doso wusi ni oma wuyi mfuturo na abaka akoyi na kwai se kura de na ase kura.
At the Ayanfuri Senior High School, which is closer to the highway, enrollment has been significantly affected.
This is how the windows of the school building are covered with dust. Now, apart from its implication on the building as well as the health on both students and teachers, the school's enrollment has also been heavily affected since many parents wouldn't want to bring their children here. We are also learning that teachers who are posted to the school mostly deny postings, and even if they do accept, would seek transfer in just a few days later.
Apart from eye infections, residents report other forms of ailments believed to have been caused by the dust emitted from the stretch.
How are they my Cassipa? You know, I say, foot on a woman, mamma, may be big a crab, I'm hockey coming. Yeah, I know. The
road, as a matter of fact, has gotten a lot of negative effects on us. In fact, even when you sleep, by the time you wake up, you caught a cold. There was a guy who was suffering from asthma, and we tried helping, but he couldn't. So the guy has to take transfer and be moved from here because of the nature of the road.
At the Ayanfuri Pentecost Hospital, officials report rampant recording of infections caused by the dust. Management says the facility itself is also being affected by the dust.
The dusty nature of the road is such that every day we have to clean. It makes it very inconvenient to live with. And given that we have a lot of patients who are admitted here, we get a lot of nosocomial infections, which means that if a patient comes in with malaria, the patient might live with upper respiratory tract infection, which we have to treat, and it is an extra cost to both the patient and the facility.
Assembly member for the area says residents are disappointed over the failure of political leadership to honor promises to construct the road.
NDC first coming. Omo about MPP by the first term, second term.
da bia no contractor e ba kwan no so oye adwuma no duru ba bia na wasan agya adwuma no go and this is why there nanka at least we initiate program bia e big push na ye hwe anim say big push no ye betimi abo Ayanfuri dunkwadin na account but ya modin no up till now ye nte won hwe in fact ye push ya but ye nya emwai papa bia mfamfuri amai ho.
Speaking to Channel 1 News, the Member of Parliament for Upper Dentra West, Rudolph Amwakunjampa, called on government to pay urgent attention to the road to improve transportation and mitigate health hazards.
After the elections, we realized that they were not coming back. I spoke with the Roads Minister in connection to that, and I even filed a question on the floor of Parliament to seek the minister's view on this route. And I have always been pleading with the minister to come to this route. And you see the way the man is even talking about, it's something which is worrying all the pedestrians, all the drivers and everybody. And then we have, what the minister told me was they were going to mobilize funds for the cost people to come on the road. But you can see, you can go to the site. Now they've packed all their machines out of the site. They are no more even at their yard again.
Too many unkept promises so far as the construction of this road is concerned. Residents say its situation is having a negative impact on their lives. For the Channel 1 Newsroom, I am Akwesi Ado. Ayanfuri, Central Region.
You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 television. Now to some other stories. Dozens of worshippers are feared trapped beneath the rubble of an old school building that collapsed on Sunday afternoon at Newtown in Accra, prompting a search and rescue operation by emergency services. Channel 1 News' Sarah Pia reports.
So currently here at the Experimental Junior High School here at Newtown, the unfortunate incident where an old school building has collapsed, trapping some worshippers in there. From what we gathered from eyewitnesses, they say that the incident happened around 4 p.m. today, and there were people gathered in there that were holding worship sessions. Currently, we have police personnel on the ground. Officers from the Ghana National Fire Service are also putting in their best to help rescue people that have been trapped in the debris. The ambulance officers from the ambulance service are also here trying to move people back so that the bulldozer can have the space to be able to clear the debris so that they can rescue the victims. A lot of residents have gathered here, and the officers are trying so hard to let them move back so that they can have the space to be able to clear the debris, to prevent any further injuries or to prevent the bulldozers from running into the people who are standing closer to where the building has collapsed. That was an elderly woman who was just into the ambulance. So she is being moved from there because the ambulance is said to be full. So there's another ambulance on the other side. So that is where the victim who was just rescued has been conveyed to. Another victim has also been rescued. He's also being sent into the ambulance for medical attention. The fire officers are trying their very best to allow people to move back so that the place to allow in fresh air. Immediately being sent into the ambulance to be sent to a health facility for medical attention. So the police officers here, in conjunction with officers from the Ghana National Fire Service, including the ambulance service, are trying to move people to go back so that they can have ample space for the bulldozers to operate, so that they can clear the debris for them to be able to reach the trapped victims inside. How many have been rescued? How many you think are still trapped in there?
So far, we've rescued about 6 people. We are still working, and nobody. The good thing is that nobody is dead yet. So we are still on ground.
How many do you think are still trapped in there?
Well, they're over 10. We can't give a number yet, but they're over 10.
We've spotted the member of parliament for Tamale South, who is also on the ground, and he has this to say.
Who were in a 4-story uncompleted building that caved in, and we are all now striving and struggling to save life and to save people who are held up in the debris.
About 6 people have so far been rescued from the debris. Over 10 people are still trapped in there, but they are still on the ground working with police officers and other more officials to be able to rescue those who are still trapped inside the debris. Currently, those that have been rescued are being conveyed to health facilities for immediate medical attention. They are still here, the officers are still here, and victims are still being rescued. Reporting for Channel 1 News from the experimental junior high school here at Newtown, I am Sarah. Apia.
You're still watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Omar Rusanda Amado. Still ahead, hundreds of Ghanaians throng Accra International Airport to welcome President Mahama after UN reparations resolution. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Planning to relocate from your company office or house, whether across cities to another town or halfway around the country, you want a moving company you can depend on to get you there? Let me introduce you to Logistics Movers. We are here to help you every step of the way, from planning the move to unpacking the last box and settling into your office or home. We have the expertise, experience, and market understanding, and offer fast, reliable, and professional transportation services in Ghana. Our main thrust is to successfully move your business, household items safely, on time, and hassle-free. You can call us on 0246 833 539 or 0244 342 465. You can also send us an email to info@logisticsmovers.com or check our website www.logisticsmovers.com. Why expose your company or household items to theft or damages when you are relocating if it's avoidable? Logistics Movers, we help you relocate.
This Easter, as homes fill with laughter, shared meals, and love, pause for a moment and remember a child who has no one to celebrate with. Across Ghana, children in selected orphanages are hoping for care, hoping for comfort, hoping for kindness. You can be the reason a child smiles this Easter. Support the Easter Orphan Project 2026. Your donation in cash or in kind will provide warm meals, clothing, school supplies, and essential care for their well-being. Send your mobile money donation to 0550-900-006 or write a check in the name of the City FM Foundation. You may also bring your donation to Channel 1 TV in Tesano, Accra, Ghana. You can donate milk, sugar, rice, toys, books, or detergent. For more information, visit www.citynewsroom.com or call 0550-900-006 or 0302-226-013. The Easter Orphan Project comes off on Monday, 6th April 2026 and is powered by 97.3 City FM with support from Channel 1 TV. This Easter, let your kindness light up a child's life.
Besting? Yeah! Hey! Blanksense premieres on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to
You're watching Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. Now to some other stories. President John Dramani Mahama has returned from the United Nations General Assembly following what has been described as a landmark victory for his motion on reparatory justice and the declaration of the transatlantic slave trade as a grievous crime against humanity. He was received at a brief ceremony held at the Jubilee Lounge of the Accra International Airport, attended by Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman and other key government officials. There's more in the following report.
Amid pomp and pageantry, President John Dramani Mahama has arrived here at the Jubilee Lounge of the Accra International Airport from the United Nations General Assembly, following what has been described largely as a landmark victory on Ghana-led resolution on the declaration of transatlantic slave trade as a grievous crime against humanity and, of course, a push for reparatory justice. In attendance were key individuals, including the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, who welcomed the President, and, of course, Chief of Staff Lord Julius Deborah, and other key dignitaries, including Ministers of State. President John Dramani Mahama in his address indicated that this is not just a victory for Ghana, but for Africa and every nation who believes in the protection of the dignity of Africans.
Now, government says it is working to strengthen chieftaincy institutions to ensure speedy dispute resolution and address pressing national concerns. The Vice President of Ghana, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, announced this at the 25th anniversary celebration of the installment of Krachiura Nana Mpra Besimuna III in the Otin region. There's more in the following reports.
The Durbar held to honor the paramount chief of the Krachi traditional area, Nana Mpra Besimuna III, served as a platform for chiefs and residents to appeal to government to address critical needs, including poor road networks and other development challenges. Delivering the keynote address, the Vice President, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, assured of government's commitment to meeting their needs. She says government will continue to invest in chieftaincy institutions to promote peace and prevent delays in development projects.
Government recognizes the importance of strong partnerships with traditional leaders to accelerate local development. In this regard, we continue to pursue policies and programs
to improve infrastructure, enhance agricultural productivity, and expand access to education and health care. Government has also begun taking concrete steps to strengthen the institution of chieftaincy. The ongoing review aims to ensure that disputes are resolved more quickly and with greater finality.
Professor Apegusu-Mpakadan also announced that governments will work closely with traditional leaders through district assemblies to improve infrastructure. She stressed the importance of strong partnerships between government and traditional authorities in driving sustainable development across communities.
Prolonged uncertainty can weaken schools, divide communities, and stall development. Where traditional authority is clear and stable, communities organize better, attract investment more confidently, and move forward with purpose. Strengthening chieftaincy, therefore, is not a symbolic act, but a necessary one.
A justice of the Court of Appeal, Justice Efia-Sewa Asare-Boche, has disclosed that the Justice for All program will soon be a thing of the past if the current adjudication protocols and tempo is maintained. Speaking in Sekondi after she led the program to acquit 2 accused persons, granted bail to 2 accused applicants, and also referred 3 accused persons for psychiatric treatment at the end of 12 sittings, Justice Asare-Boche said the Justice for All program has helped to reduce number of persons on remand.
So it is refreshing to note that the numbers keep coming down. The numbers keep coming down. At the beginning of the program in 2007, the total prisoner population was 13,800, out of which 4,218 were remands or pretrial inmates. That was 30.57, almost 31% of the total prisoner population. Now, this also contributed to the overcrowding in our remand cells. Now, it is my pleasure to announce that as of yesterday, the 25th of March, 2026, data from the Ghana Prison Service Records Unit indicated that the total inmate population is 13,432, out of which we only have 1,643 remands. And so we have 87 or almost 88% convicts as against 12% remands. How is this significant? It is significant to note that, yes, the numbers are almost the same, but most of the people there have had their matters tried and determined already.
Well, that's it for Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 Television. I am Umaru Sandamado. Thank you so much for watching.
Channel 1 TV is celebrating Ochiame Kwame, the cultural icon, the musical genius, and the philanthropist. Kwame turns 50 years in April, and Channel 1 TV is celebrating him for his contribution towards arts and culture, health and wellness, and positive impact on the youth. We are hosting OK at 50, a night of 50 songs and love at Plus 233 on April 18 at 7 p.m. till you beg to go home.
Dedicated to my stable girls. It's a one-mic check.
Featuring an all-star lineup of Ghanaian artists who have been impacted by this legend. Kiddy, Kwame Eugene, Brothers, Sister Fia, Amrado, Miss V, Abochi, Kwabna, Akwabua, Raskuku, Adina, Abiana, Kweku Darlington, and King Paluta. 10 artists performing 50 songs. It's going to be an all-white party with a purpose. Ochiame wishes to build a pediatric emergency center at Menchia. You see, this is why we loved OK.
Yeah! Hey, Fifi! Langsons premieres on Thursday, April 2nd, 2026 at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 TV.
The vibe is too much.